So we are embarking on the year of I Am. And many of you know, I've talked about this before, that the word I chose is inspiration. And so this word has been in my face all the time, every day. And it's propelled me into being far more productive and far more excited about what I have to do on a daily basis. So yesterday, I got up early, there's some work I needed to do. I was at my computer by 7 in the morning. I knew that there were about 4 or 5 things I absolutely needed to do, and I just got them done. I made some phone calls, I set some appointments. Really, there's the energy was just flowing. But that kept up all day long. And even after I went out and ran some errands, I did some things here. I came back home, had dinner, I stopped by a friend's house for a little bit. And I sat back down on the couch and got my laptop out and I continued to work until 11 o'clock last night, which is not me. Way past my bedtime. When I'm in double digits at night, it is way past my bedtime. So I woke up this morning tired. And when I prepare for our Sundays together, I'm generally up by 5 in the morning. It doesn't matter when the alarm is set to go off. So I got up this morning, I did my meditation, I did some stretching, and I figured I'm tired, I'm not going to finish my Sunday routine. And I have a particular routine that I do on Sundays so that I come in here with a high vibration and I can be everything I need to be for all of you. But this morning, because I was tired, I decided to cut some of it out. I have this moving meditation that I do. It takes about 20 minutes. It's physically challenged. And I said, I'm too tired. I'm not going to do it. So I went out in the kitchen, started to do some things. I thought maybe I'll eat breakfast now. And I was just fussing about everything. I'm walking around talking about I'm tired. Oh my gosh, I got my talk to do. How am I going to get in the mood for that? I don't know what I'm going to say. What's my story? And my dear husband looks at me and says, something wrong? And I think, oh yeah, something is wrong. I am feeling so far from inspiration right now. What am I going to do? This is where the rubber meets the road, folks. We've been talking about this year of I Am. You've chosen your word. And so everything is theory until the rubber meets the road. And it happens in daily life. It happens in the mundane. It happens when you're tired and you don't feel like it. It happens when you just want to crawl back into bed and not be inspiring to anyone, least of all myself. But I needed to work on that. Now that the word is out there, I'm hyper aware that there's something for me to do. And if I'm not in a high vibration, if I'm not feeling the inspiration, then I have to flip the switch. I need to start using my tools in order to do that. So I know what my tools are, and each of us needs to know what is in our toolkit to help us flip the switch to get into a high vibration. So for me, it's always something physical. Always. I can go work out, I can go for a walk, I can meditate, or I can just go back and do that moving meditation that I do every Sunday morning. And so I did. And the first 5-10 minutes of it, I had to keep affirming, I am inspiration, I am inspiration, I am inspiration, I am inspiration. I'm inspiration. I am inspiration. And then the meditation continued. And I didn't think I was going to complete it. I figured I'll start I'll just start counting. I count through 103 repetitions of this exercise. And I figured, oh, if I'm done at 70, I'll stop at 70. It'll still be good. And I kept going, and I kept affirming, and then I finished. And somewhere in the last 5 minutes of that moving meditation, the vibration, the high vibration was back. And I just felt joy all over me. I felt it physically, I felt it mentally, I felt it emotionally, and best of all, I felt it spiritually. Because it's in those moments when we decide to flip the switch, when we remember who we are, that you have an experience of God rather than just a knowledge of God. The knowledge is fine, the belief is fine. It's the experience of God that lights the fire. It's the experience of God that is the switch to go into high vibration. And it changed everything. I knew that that experience needed to be the beginning of this talk. I knew that this is the key. I knew that this is what I'm going to have to do whenever I start to feel like I'm not in a high vibration. When I'm starting to whine and complain about life, rather than feeling life with a capital L. The big L life. That is our divinity. That is God. It doesn't just happen seamlessly all the time. I mean, some days it does, and it's easy, and it's just flowing. Other days, the brakes come on. And then whatever your not feeling in a high vibration looks like, that starts to happen. And we all know when we're there. And we all have a choice to flip the switch. We talk about this all the time. There's always a choice to flip the switch. And you can decide not to. But we have to learn not to kick ourselves. Know that you are in process. Know that this is just a degree of your potentiality. Know that you are still love. Know that you are still that word. I still need to know that I am inspiration even when I am not feeling inspiring. Even when I'm kicking around my kitchen with a bad attitude.
Oh, that's right.
Yes. Even when my spouse is looking at me sideways because I'm not inspiring. I'm not good to live with at the moment. You know, and sometimes you ask the question, honey, you okay? Without saying, fix that attitude. Right? Because sometimes we want to say something else. But he was only saying what I needed to say to myself. So this mission, this I am, I think we think of it as something vast and something large. It's not really. It is you. It is there. Like I said, I think the word that you chose was choosing you as it was becoming unearthed and making itself known to you. The gift is ultimately for you. The gift that you want to bring is you and for you at the same time. That was a huge gift for me as I was in that moving meditation and I felt that switch flip. That joy that I felt, that just made me tingle all over, was a gift of a moment. And a reminder that it's in my hands. That the power to change things is in your hands, even if it's only your consciousness. Because sometimes we don't have power over what's around us. We only have power over this. What am I thinking? What am I doing? How am I responding? Am I reacting? Do I have an attitude that I don't like? That's scaring even me in this moment. You know, when you see yourself doing something and you're talking to yourself and saying, that's not what I wanted, that's not what I wanted, and it's still coming out. You can change it in an instant. Grab it back and change it. Just because it's out there doesn't mean it must continue. Figure out what's in your toolkit. How do I flip the switch? Do you go for a walk? Do you sit in prayer? Do you sit in silence? Do you listen to a song? Do you sing a song? Do you work out? Do you count to 10? Do you watch a video? Watch a movie? There are parts of movies for me, like the Secretariat, where he's running the Belmont, winning that race by 31 lengths. I can watch that in 6 minutes. My vibration switches. Because we're called to do. We're called to be. The I am. And that I am, your I am, is a part of the great I am that is God. God calling you. God as you. So Eric, come join me. So talk to us about raising vibration. Maybe something you use, something in your toolkit.
Absolutely.
Whatever's in your heart.
So you may have noticed that I've got a few vibrational tools with me today. These gongs and other instruments were one very, very powerful tool that got added to my toolbox in a precarious kind of a way. About 6 years or more ago, I was experiencing seizures. And within about 3 weeks of being introduced to these instruments and really taking the time for myself to practice and to feel in and to start meditating on a deeper level, lo and behold, there was no traces left when I went for my follow-up for the MRI. Like nothing. As if it never happened. This was part of the reminder from the I am message that you guys are in the midst of right now. Because my mentor in Hawaii, where I began my Unity teachings and training, he reminded me of that when I had gotten ill. And he said, you know, the power is within you to choose. Well, I don't know about you, but when electrical surges rush up from inside your body and kind of take over your mind and put your body to the floor, it's a pretty good opportunity to scream victim. Felt like it was really happening to me. Like, how are you going to tell me I got a choice about this? Because I'm walking, I'm feeling good, and all of a sudden it's coming over me, and I'm hitting the floor. So there was a little gap there between my belief and my action. There was something about it that wasn't being embodied at that time that I needed a reminder of. Just like you all are impressing today. A very powerful reminder, an anchor of that choice, of that I am, to be able to claim that word like inspiration and grab a hold of the vibration of that word and that message and that meaning, and to raise it up, and to fill every thought, every cell with that. There's a book study that you geniuses obviously selected for your community. I saw it out on the table. Discovering the Power Within by Reverend Eric Butterworth. How many of you have dove into this? Anybody? Yeah, a couple? Do it. I know you're already doing it, but do it. Get in there. January 9th. Yes, it begins. Wednesday nights. This book has a nugget. I'll give you a little teaser right in the middle in chapter 8. It speaks to exactly what Kim gleaned on today, about non-resistance. What do we do when we're up against that thing that just really pisses us off? that thing that we know is our pattern, and we've tried to break it, we've worked on it, we think we're free from it, and then all of a sudden what? A trigger. Oh my God, not my fault. Yeah, right. But see, we have a choice. We have a choice. There in that book, Eric Belair talks about a story that Abraham Lincoln shared. Because nobody at the time could understand why he did not fire one of his cabinet members that defied everything he said. Every proposal, every idea that he came up with, there was that nagging guy, you know, like in the Muppets, those little jerks up in the booth, always heckling somebody, always got something to say, right? Always got our reminder that we must need for our spiritual growth. Well, some of us know some things we'd like to say about that. But we have a choice. Do we push up against it? Do we resist? Do we defy that which is kind of a thorn in the side? Or do we grab a hold of this anchor that we chose from a place of strength, from a place of power, a place of knowing what is ours to do and who we really are? That's where the power lies. We make a choice. And we hold on to that choice and we keep raising it up and circulating it, moving it, being it, believing it on the deepest level. And something shakes loose. Yeah? Something shakes loose. So like Kim said, whatever that might be, if it's singing a song, if it's screaming in the shower at the top of your lungs, because you just need to get it out so you can get a hold of that anchor. We need to let that go, get a hold of our anchor, and bring it back. Sometimes we got some things. Esther Hicks reminded a lot of people of that emotional guidance scale. The law of attraction teachings, and it's so beautiful. Because you know, like if I'm over here in judgment, I'm like way down in judgment. Well, it's good, believe it or not. It's a raise in vibration to think about vengeance. You know, you did this to me, I could do this, oh, this would really get you. Now don't stay there, obviously. You want to get a hold of your anchor and keep moving up towards it, right? But do what you got to do to keep raising it higher and higher. That's what Kim demonstrated this morning with her morning routine. You know, there was a lot of resistance. There was a lot of story. But she kept coming back. Kept coming back. Kept coming back. Whatever she needed to do to get back to inspiration. So whatever your word is, I know you're firing it up. Yeah. And maybe it's just a sigh that we need in order to remember what it is we have dedicated to this year. This beautiful woman here reminded me in so many of our works, in the sound healing and the sessions and ceremonies that we do, that it's my voice that has to claim it. We've got to move that idea from just a theory, from just something maybe I believe in. Wrap it around that heart that's calling, pulsing to be this greater thing, this potentiality that's pressing up against the edges of the past, and to vocalize it, to get it out, get it in vibration, literally right there in that power center. Make it vibrate. Grab the energy of what that word means to you, the emotion and the energy that's in it, because it's a power. It's a power that you can harness any second. That's how I raise my fingers. Thank you.
Want to take us to meditation? Thank you.
Will you join me with that idea in mind? As we debuzz the room, I invite you to a simple moment of feeling into that energy. You like that? That's not the vibration. It is not the vibration that we seek. So I invite you, as you are comfortable, to uncross your hands and legs if you enjoy. Allow your tush to sink deep into the chair. Maybe give it a little wiggle. And Allow the shoulders to relax back. Maybe imagine that I be like the puppet master and I've got little strings upon the tips of your ears and I'm just gently raising your head up, extending your spine ever so gently as you allow your eyes to soften to a close. As you feel your face begin to relax, bring your awareness there on the tip of your lips. Simply, gently placing awareness there as you feel the jaw relax. Allowing the lips to gently part upon the next exhale. Taking a deep, filling breath into the belly, down into the roots. Allow it to feel every cell of the body, fresh life. Exhaling completely, deeply. Settling into the awareness of the presence that I am. That circulating, intelligent vibration of awareness. Listen. Listen. Feel the pulse of the body as it rests in peace. Listen. Breathing in this sense of peace, reminding the whole system of the body and the mind of this presence of calm, clear power within. Invite your awareness back to the room. Gratitude and knowing.